what is the thing which is running in your mind? What is the age of this God? The reason for asking this question is that in the world, not in the universe, in this world, lot of people have assumption about this God and they have a time period for the God. For example, in some parts of the world, people worship a God which they say that 200 years before their God was born. In this place, such and such a place, and he was living here, he was eating and doing all these things, and he died, and we are worshipping that God. Is he the God? No, because there were human beings before 200 years. There was rain coming, the earth was revolving, everything was happening in this universe before that God was born. So that is not a God, because God should be from the beginning. So anybody from the middle cannot be a creator. So the allegation, the claim that this 200 years before this God was born is not a God. It is an assumption by some people. It is not God. Because previously this earth was revolving and going round. In the same way, people will say that 2000 years before the God was born. That is also not a God. Because before his birth, before the birth of the God, there were peoples, there were water, everything, rain, sun, and everything was there. So who was maintaining all these things? So that claim for God born before 2000 years is also wrong. In the same way, some will claim for 5000, some will claim for 10,000, and the maximum claim for God's birth in this world, according to my knowledge, is maximum 50,000 years. The highest claim for a God is 50,000 years. But what I am asking is that before 50,000 years also this earth was running. Everything was happening in this world. There were a lot of animals, everything was running and it was there. So there was no claim for nearly 14 billion something years. That is 1499 lakh years, 50,000. Nobody claimed that there was a God. At that time also there were people, they worshipped the God. They also worshipped the God which we don't know. They also worshipped the God. The people who were living at that before 50,000 worshipped the God. We worshipped the God which we should have also to worship. So the thing is that the Creator cannot be from the middle. Creator cannot be from the middle. He should be from the first. So this gives that the Creator, that the supreme power would have been before the 1500 crore years, that is 15 billion years. He should not be a born person, because if he is a born person, his Creator, his father and mother would be a big Creator. So he was not a born person. He was there from the beginning of the universe. That is 1500 crore years or 15 billion years before he was there. He was not a born person, he was there and he is still now here, and in the hereafter, never ending, he will be here. He doesn't have any death or something like that. He doesn't have any birth or he doesn't have any death. He is our God. He is our God. Any other claim, it is not God. It is only an assumption or manipulation by the human beings. So what is life? So what is life? We should become a big, we should become a multi-millionaire. We should become a celebrity? Do we become an achiever or become something in the different fields to the top level. Is that life? So what is life? So what is life? Everybody have an idea about life. So what is life? The answer is simple. That in this earth, not in the universe, in this earth, there are nearly 16 lakh species. 16 lakh species, that is 13 lakh animals and 3 lakh plants. That is 1.3 million animals and 1.3 million. That is 300,000 plants and other things. These all these things have a speciality. Then the speciality is that, for example, I'll say, if we put a egg into an incubator, and if we hatch the egg of a chicken, the chicken will come out. And it doesn't need any help from his parent or anybody to speak its language, to know what to eat and what to not to eat. He will be with all the things. He will be readily or feeded with all the things what is required for the life of a chicken. The chicken is taken from one part to another part of the world. It will communicate with another chicken, the same language. It will eat the same food which all the chickens eat. In all this manner, it will be very similar. Nobody has thought, or no parents of the chicken has thought all these things. It is there in their mind itself. It is coded. It is fed by the God. In the same way, all the things, ant, lion, tigers, plants, or whatever the things, are all fed. They do what they have done in the past. All their generation have done in the past. But nobody has taught them to do this. If an ant or some small species is trying to learn what is life according to them, and if they want to know exactly what their life is, they would have died in the meantime, because there are species with 1 day, 2 days, 3 days life like that. There are a lot of species like that. So it doesn't have the time to study about their life and the work which they have to do. So God has fed all these things in the earth, that it all do the same work. Same work for millions and millions of years they are doing. The ant, which was doing the same work here now, was doing the same work billion years ago. All were doing the same work. Nobody is doing, or no parents of that species is teaching them to do these things. It is all fed. It is all programmed. The only species who is not programmed in this world is the human beings. Even though we have been given a very huge, brilliant brain, we are not fed, we are not coded. We have been given our rights to decide which is right and which is wrong. If a doctor's son, that's why a doctor's son doesn't born as a doctor. If he is brought up with monkeys, the doctor's son will behave like a monkey. He doesn't behave like a human being, even though he may have a huge and brilliant brain. So all the human beings are not coded. They are given a free chance to decide which is right and which is wrong. They are not but given a very good, huge and brilliant brain. The only species in the world who is not coded is our human being, even though our body is coded. We doesn't make any parts of the body to work. It actually normally works accordingly. Even though we are sleeping, our stomach, intestine, heart and everything functions. But the mind is not coded. The mind is not, it has been given a free chance to decide what to do or what to don't do. So the only species who is tested, in this world is the human being. Our life, that's why our life is a test. The God is testing our life. No other creatures has been tested. They are programmed and they do all the works. They do the work. They have been programmed in such a way that they all these things in hierarchy do recycle this world. To do recycle this world so that it will be very good for us to live. They are all doing a recycling work and keeping this world fresh for us to live. So the only species which is being tested is the God. God is testing, the only species is the human being. He is testing us. So what is the test? The test is simple. The test is very simple. Among the human beings, there are rich, there are the poor, there are the middle class, the upper class. Lot of sectarians of people are living. Okay, lot of sectarians of people are living in our human society. No one can say that I am fully satisfied. The rich will have a problem with his health. The poor will have a problem with the finance status, wealth. If a person is having wealth and he won't have the satisfaction with his family, he will have family tortures. He will have tortures in his mind. So no one can say that I am fully satisfied and I don't have any problem. Everyone will have problems. So God is creating and giving these problems, and He is watching the behavior of human beings. And in the problems, He was expecting us to pray to the God. God, save me, I have this problem. Save me from this problem. So the person who are doing all these things, praying to the God, the God is peace and he will go to the heavens. And the person who, when the God has given some trouble, goes and pray to some other things, will go to the hell, because the God is testing that I have given all these things to you. I have given all these things. No one has created anything for us. Even before we came, there was oxygen. Our father doesn't create it, our mother doesn't create this oxygen. Nor we created this oxygen for us to live. All these things were being created by the Creator, the God, and has been given to us. The things which have been given to us by the God cannot be calculated in a the worldly way. For example, if a person is asked to give his 2 eyes, and I will pay you that 5 billion, 10 billion, whatever the price money we say, will he provide the 2 eyes? No. No one will say that I will provide my 2 eyes for this money. Because these 2 eyes is incomparable to the wealth in this world. In this way, the whole part, human body, and all the things, the God has provided immensely to us. No one accepting this God has provided anything to us. So the God is testing that all I have given to you, and when I give any problem for you, you should have to repent to me. You should have to ask me. You should have to ask me, God, say